is going on, my friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, your homie, your friend, Arrington Gavin, coming to you with another great convo of trending news and thought-provoking topics from the fields of politics, sports, pop culture, and all the above. Look, if you are new to this program, again, this is simply just a conversation. This is just a kickback between you and your friend going over the most talked about stories and interesting things happening in our everyday world. For those who are, if you're watching us, I truly appreciate it. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. You can follow, you can continue to watch the visual version of this show on our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. Okay, the letter R, Smooth Club Media, as well as on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. Follow us on our Instagram page, the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate that. Also, shout out to our fam over at WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. That's right, 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into this show weeknights at 11 p.m. Monday through Fridays. So, or you can also watch, or excuse me, you can also listen online at wdjyfm.com. So multiple ways you can tune in. I want to shout out our family out there in the metro Atlanta area, as well as all on the digital and streaming platforms. Look, we got so much to impact in this very short hour. You're probably like, wow, the hour's a good amount of time. It is, but you know what? It goes by so fast. We're going to be impacting a lot of stories. We have actor Eric Dane, known for his role as Mick Steamy from the hit medical drama show Grey's Anatomy. He shares why he was let go from the show. Also, Yuri Berliner. If that name does not sound familiar, or if it does sound familiar for those, a little bit about this guy. He was a senior editor with NPR for almost, I believe, like 20 plus years. And he made headlines by basically writing an op-ed about his own, the company that he had worked with at the time, NPR, of being kind of biased and, driven to, I'll say, more left-leaning views and firing a lot of people that had the opposite views. And he's like, okay, look, as an editor, we're an op-ed, it's opinionated piece. We should not be bubbled in to one belief system. You hired us because we all have different belief systems in a sense. So that went viral, and it he was interviewed on all the top news stations and platforms, and before you know it, he still kept his job, he still had it, but then later on he ended up resigning, and so he has a new job now, which makes more sense. Also, North Carolina Lieutenant Governor, who's also the run-in candidate for the governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson. What an interesting fellow. Let me tell you something. This guy says some off-the-wall stuff on a regular, yet it's helping him even potentially be the next governor of one of the largest states in in the country. So I have some more stuff. He said some off-the-wall stuff, as well as BET Awards. If you haven't checked that out, I want to give my grade on it, because the BET Awards is, which stands for Black Entertainment Television. The BET Awards is a traditional in my household, and it should be really in the Black community, right? It's like the only award show one of the only award shows that really focuses on Black excellence in the entertainment and television field, right? Music, acting, athletes, you name it. They hit all realms in the BET Awards. So I will be speaking on that, and if we have some time, I even share a little bit of stuff later on within the show. But again, that's if we have time. So again, I truly thank you, those who are tuning in. We got a lot of great stuff happening. Before I continue on with the program, I always have to acknowledge our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like Bernardo's Menswear. Bernardo's Menswear keeps you looking swagged out from head to toe, business, casual, formal, you name it. He has the pieces for you. Shout out to the owner, Mr. Bernardo Johnson, dear friend of mine. You can check him out in person at his store location located in the MacArthur Mall in the heart of downtown Norfolk, Virginia. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area, be sure to stop by and let him know that Arrington sent you. Grab yourself some amazing pieces. I'm telling you, it is so you got to keep your wardrobe looking sharp every single day, y'all. Every single day, every week, because it's like a new trend, a new style happens every time. Now, I understand if you're like, well, I like the way I dress, I don't need to change anything. No, you always want to be a little more open to like new trends and styles, just to keep up with the times, man. But if you're not in the Hampton Roads area, it's okay, because he is online as well. You can go to his website, www.bernardosmenswear.com. Again, that's www.bernardosmenswear.com. Also, Ingenious Gin. Ingenious Gin is a Black-owned, veteran-owned spirit brand. For those gin connoisseurs and explorers out there, I highly recommend you to grab yourself a bottle of this amazing gin. I say it countless of times on this program. I am an avid bourbon, whiskey, tequila guy, but mostly, my brown liquors, right? Bourbons and whiskeys. But gin was never my drink of choice until I had Ingenious Gin. It's smooth, neat. You can have it on ice. It's a great cocktail mixer as well. It is so smooth. I mean, it really is. And I'm not just saying that because they're supporters of this program. I'm being honest. It is actually a very, very, very smooth beverage. If you would like to grab yourself a bottle, go ahead and visit some of your local Spirit or ABC stores, wherever you're at. And also, if you can't find it there, then go online to www.ingeniousgin.com. Again, that's www.ingeniousgin.com. You can follow them on all their socials as well. Lastly, Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Their motto is rugged is the new smooth, with over 17 scented beard balms, beard oils, conditioning shampoos, you name it. They have it there to keep your facial hair looking sharp, clean, well maintained, as well as your skin looking great as well, including your skin. I said that kind of weird. I'm over here, can't get my words out today. Had a long fun time with one of my best friends from college. So trying to get it going, trying to make it through this show. But yeah, so Rugged Evolution Beard Care, it's an amazing brand. It's a all natural men's grooming line, helping take care of your facial hair as well as your skin. 17, like I said, beard oils, beard balms, conditioner shampoos, you name it, they have it to help. They have the stuff to help take care of your physical, appearance from head to toe. I say all the time, fellas, we have to take care of our temple internally as well as externally, and it is for sure an amazing brand, an amazing company, minority owned. Their website is ruggedevo.com, www.ruggedevo.com. You can find them on their socials at Rugged Evo. Again, Rugged is the new smooth. It's an amazing brand. You can shop online. They're also available on Walmart online, Amazon, Etsy, multiple ways you can get your hands on Rugged Evolution Beard Care products. All right, y'all. So look, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll start off with our first story of the day. So don't go anywhere, and do me a favor, do not change that dial. All right, my friend. Shout out to the Dapper Luke collection. That's right, the Dapper Luke collection. My good friend Dapper Luke himself. He's the man and the inventor of my amazing custom suit that I wore at my wedding. Awesome dude, dear friend of mine. He is a veteran, served our country over, I believe, 20 years in the Navy. And again, here on this program, we support our veterans. We support our veterans, and also business owners, small businesses. We hugely support small businesses here on this program. So again, shout out to Dapper Luke Collection, another amazing brand to help keep your style and appearance looking sharp. Be sure to visit dapperlukecollection.com, or you can follow him on all social media platforms to get in contact with Dapper Luke himself. And he's a regular guest here on the program. I consider him our fashion expert too, so you'll probably be seeing him very shortly. But look, let's get it on with our first story of the day. So I want to talk about the BET Awards. 2024 BET Awards was hosted by award-winning actress Taraji P. Henson. I believe this was maybe the third or fourth time she was hosting. And I'll be honest. Now, I grew up adoring the BET Awards. Okay, the BET Awards was always a tradition in my household because at the time you really didn't see a lot of award shows that focused and catered to Black excellence and all the talented we have within the entertainment industry in the Black community. So the BET Awards was, you can consider it almost like a live a taped live cookout, right? A live family reunion. It was so much beautiful things happening on the BET Awards. And to be honest, because the actual channel BET was founded by Bob Johnson, businessman, one of the first, I believe the first African-American billionaire. He, before Michael Jordan, he was the sole owner. Bob Johnson was the sole owner of the Charlotte Bobcats, not the Hornets, but the Charlotte Bobcats has now been changed to the Hornets. But very, very, established man. Him and his wife, well, his then wife, at the time, created a platform called BET Awards. You had shows like Bobby Jones Gospel, which was an historic program that aired every Sundays. You had a lot of music videos. You had BET News. Okay, they had their own news. They had great documentaries. They had their own shows on there. I mean, to me, I feel as though BET back then was something to mess. You couldn't compete with a BET. BET was the platform that we learned about everything related to the culture. Now I think it's so corporate. It's kind of fading away from its true mission, in my opinion. I still watch it. BET, I still watch the BET Awards, but I think like the majority of their shows is, I see the same theme: drama, sex, everything. It's literally the same exact narrative in each a film or TV show that they produce. They no longer have BET News televised. They might have it, via online, but they do document, like a docu-series here and there that's related towards I guess news and what's happening in society and things like that, hosted by world-known journalists. But I personally just think BET has been failing, in my opinion. Now, I'll go to the BET Awards, and it will kind of add to why I'm saying all this stuff. And this is for all people that are tuning in, because I know I have, there's a lot of Black people that's probably tuning in. There's a lot of white people. There's a lot of people outside the community that's like, okay, what is he talking about? Y'all probably don't know what the BET Awards is. All right. But I'm going to, put you on game on it. So the BET Awards, 2024 BET Awards, to me has been focusing on hip hop. Look, I have nothing against hip hop, right? I love hip hop music. I love hip hop artists. But in my opinion, if the BET Awards is predominantly hip hop music and hip hop, artists performing on stage, and then you turn around and still have the BET Hip Hop Awards, I mean, it's a little bit, I'm not crazy about it. And to me, the past shows have been focusing mainly on hip hop performers. You had the opener with Meg Thee Stallion. You had Glorilla perform. You had Lotto perform. You had Sexy Red perform. You had oh my goodness, who else was performing? Because that's 5. I know I'm missing something. You did have an amazing performance by Lauryn Hill. You had, oh my goodness. Well, actually, Lotto performed multiple times. Then you had a tribute to Usher. But there's always majority hip hop performers than there is other genres. Like they used to do a lot of gospel performers. Like they'll mix it up. They'll be like, okay, here's a group of for hip hop, here's a group of rock, here's a group of gospel, here's a group of this, here's a group of that. Now I will give BET credit because and also too, BET had a pre-show that had live performances by rappers. Hip hop, it was hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. But during the show, they did incorporate country artists, right? There's a famous artist by the name of Shabuzi, who he was one of the artists featured in Beyonce's recent country album, as well as oh Lord, I'm blanking on her name. It is Tanner Adele. She is a new rising artist, independent country pop artist that was also featured on Beyonce's album. Very, very, both of them are so. I love their voice. They're stars in the making. They're doing great representation. Love the style, love the narrative that they're putting out there. So I will give props and credit to BET Awards for giving a platform for those to show for those two artists. For one, they're rising, they're on the rise, they're growing. They should have had War and Treaty up there too, because the War and Treaty is a black couple that's killing the country music scene right now. Look them up, the War and Treaty. But Shabuzi, I mean, the song is viral. He's selling out festivals, arenas, you name it. He's really growing in the country music scene. But it's still, for me, BET Awards still has some growing up to do. So during the pre-show, they were having problems with audio. During the actual award show, they had problems with the audio. Usher Raymond, the Usher, multi-time Grammy winning, the man that's just still high off of his Super Bowl halftime performance, that Usher, he was receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. Young man, Usher might be like in his mid-40s right now. Usher received the Lifetime Achievement Award, had a tribute. That was pretty dope. He had Keke Palmer, Tinashe, Tiana Taylor. It was a few other artists that Childish Gambino, which he it's another thing. Childish Gambino, side note, he was trying to explain why he has just as many BET awards as Sam Smith, meaning 0, but he has 5 Grammys. He's like, something's not adding up here. Something's really not adding up. But Childish Gambino, Danny Glover, he or is it Donald Glover? I think it's Donald Glover. Danny Glover is dude from Lethal Weapon. But Donald Glover, he also performed Usher, one of his Usher songs. And when Usher went to go say his speech, like, majority of his damn speech was like muted. Like his mic was like, it was off. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Like, really, like, people were pissed, especially if you're watching from TV. And this is simulcast from on different channels, because I think BET is owned by either Viacom or Paramount, one of the two, because I think it might be Paramount, because it was simulcast like on MTV, VH1, of course, BET, and some other channels. But majority of his speech was out, and it was unfortunate, because I'm like, wow, this is like a person that a lot of people are really excited to see, hear what he has to say and stuff like that. So that happened. Of course, they had to throw in their political plug by having Taraji P. Henson do a skit with Vice President Kamala Harris, just talking about the importance of voting, what's at stake, which is very important, which is extremely important. Not saying I don't dislike it, but it's very important. Taraji also gave about 5 minutes really speaking on the whole Project 2025, which we will speak on that later on in this program, especially when it gets closer towards a voting day and voting week, really. So it was so much stuff happening within the BET Awards. Actor, Grammy winner, Oscar winner Will Smith, he debuted a new song, which I mean, it was It was all right. Like, everybody obviously was excited to see Will Smith. But and then on top of that, you know, again, seeing the Fresh Prince perform, like it was pretty cool. I'm trying to see if I can even find the name of that song. Okay. The latest single is called "You Can't Make It," and really the song was a gospel song. Go figure. Kurt Franklin joined the stage with him, a choir also. You know, I think it was cool because obviously what have been happening in Will Smith's life in the past year and a half, almost 2 years, a lot of ish has been going on. And he's like, well, you know what? I need to find a, you know, do a song that's more related to, you know, spirituality, right? Because he's going through so much stuff. And that's what was, you know, some of the lyrics was in his song. Now, I spoke on this a while back. Is like, okay, you bring out Bad Boys 4, which is very successful, great movie. Then you come out with a new single that's focused on self-healing and your, you know, your spirituality, all that stuff. So again, is this a part of the apology to the people after your action? And I know you're gonna say, Arrington, but that was 2 years ago. I know, but I'm just speaking for me. It's still there in the head, right? You're still gonna remember it. You're not just gonna forget about that, the slap. I mean, it's kind of like, it's funny now, matter of fact, because when Childish Gambino made a joke that he has more Grammys than Will Smith, and it showed a video of like Will Smith's background. I mean, Will Smith behind the scene backstage watching on TV, laughing and stuff like that. And in my mind, I'm like, keep the number of Grammys, keep my number of Grammys out your effing mouth. Like, I just, you know, you start thinking of so much stuff. And yeah, so that happened. Now, adding on more to the BET Awards, which is now kind of segueing into another story that I want to bring up. And I actually bring up a video clip in a second. But Stephen A. Smith, again, controversial cat. I'm a huge fan, but he can get on my nerves sometimes too. Stephen A. Smith has always been known to be very controversial, and especially now that he has his own show, streaming digital show called The Stephen A. Smith Show. I feel as though he loves having, his goal is always to have viral moments that can just keep his numbers up, keep it in front of people that probably either like it, dislike it. He doesn't care. As long as you're listening, you tune into it, that's a plus for him. So he shared his thoughts on the in memory slideshow that they did at the BET Awards, because every year they obviously share the people that we've lost, and we're gonna, you know, give them a moment of silence to share and give us a video compilation of all the people before, you know, the legends and people within the Black community that have passed on. Excuse me. One of those individuals was the Juice. OJ Simpson. Yes. So OJ Simpson was included in that film along with people like Butcher Roundtree. Who else had passed? I mean, every Louis Gossett Jr. I mean, every notable person that's done amazing things in the community. And they shared, you know, they share that on the film, and then they put up OJ Simpson. Now, there wasn't, you know, they have people, you know, you can hear the small claps in the background when they show a different Black entertainer, singer, you name it, people that worked in the entertainment industry. When they put them on the video clip, you can hear people like, whoa, because they're giving their praise and like, oh man, like, you were awesome, you were lit. And guess what? I heard claps when OJ was up there, because here's the thing. And well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I will do a soundbite of Stephen A. Smith's what his response for that, and then I'll share mine. So don't go anywhere, my friends. We'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. As I mentioned before the break, Stephen A. Smith shared his frustration on his program, the Stephen A. Smith Show, about the fact BET should not have showed OJ Simpson's face up there in their in memory list of people, because you had people of so much higher status and stature and black excellence. Why would you put this gentleman here who was on trial for murder and was always very controversial and this and that and the other, just got out of jail for doing, like, that's basically what Stephen A. Smith was sharing. So let me go ahead and play the sound clip for you, as I promised. Make sure we get that soundbite ready for you.
It's a celebration of blackness, of black culture, of black entertainment, of black excellence. And when you do something like this, you got folks outside the community see that. TMZ talking about it, NBC talking about it, PBS, everybody but PBS. When that kind of stuff happens, how do you think that benefits us? And that's a story that we don't get into nearly as much as we should. Did it ever occur to anybody to remind yourself of the responsibility we have? I'm not blaming any of the folks there in the audience. They didn't know. And even though BET is owned by Paramount, it's still BET. Black folks everywhere, all up in there. This is the BET Awards. This is a celebration of blackness, of black culture, of black entertainment, of black excellence. And when you do something like this, you got folks outside the community see that. TMZ talking about it, NBC talking about it, CNBC talking about it, CBS.
So let me pause right there. Because you see on his program, he has it titled "We Should Not Be Celebrating OJ Simpson." Now, I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate, right? Because that's one thing about this program. We always gotta do it 50-50 because I feel like there's always a point or a side to certain things. So now Stephen A. Smith has always been controversial in the eyes of the black community. Why? Because I hear a lot of people in the black community share their frustration that, why Stephen A. Smith annoys them, right? They see him as a guy that never really sides with black people in general. He's always siding with the opposing end and this and that and the other. And they've called him names, and I'm like, no. I enjoy when people always bring, okay, well, let's listen to it, right? Let's bring it to here. Stephen A. Smith is also a gentleman that has been multiple times he's seen on Fox News, right? But he's always playing the opposite end on Fox News. If people actually witness it and realize that he plays the opposite end. He's an independent, just like myself. He's not married to any party. I'm a fan of his show. I watch him on First Take. I also subscribe and tune into his digital streaming show right here. He's right and wrong in certain aspects. So if the segment on the BET Awards, when you always share who have you lost, right? You share a lot of people that have you share them because they had a huge impact, mostly a positive impact in the black community, right? In the black community. When they showed OJ Simpson, you have to understand and you have to put to your mind, and I'm talking to black people here, what was, because they had him as former NFL player. Yes, he was an amazing, he's a Hall of Famer. No taking that away. He was a very successful football player, and he was successful outside of the league until the case of him on trial of murdering his ex-wife and her boyfriend at the time, which he was found not guilty in the court of law. Now, in a civil suit, he was found guilty. He, on the same thing, in a civil suit, he was found guilty and was charged to pay, he had to pay a lot of money, which I don't know if the family have received any of that money yet, but that he was found guilty on that charge. Now, later on in life, he was found guilty of stealing, of theft and theft and kidnapping, I want to say, and he had to serve 9 years of a supposed 25-year sentence, and he only served 9 of that, and he got out early. So he really, it was really never anything too positive to celebrate OJ personally. And please, if I'm wrong, please DM our Instagram page, the Arrington Gavin Show. Message me on Facebook. Just please contact me and let me know where am I wrong on this. Also, now he did start to resurface after he got released. He was in hiding, staying in Vegas with family. He still had his retirement pension. He was living a life. He was golfing, enjoying himself. He had made some appearances on podcast platforms. I know It Is What It Is podcast with Cameron and Mace. He joined them on OJ joined that show almost like as a correspondent, and he has viral moments, and they enjoyed him. They consider him as Unc, right? They loved his company. And OJ, there were still people that supported OJ, saying he was a free man, he never did it. You still have the group that says he did it. You let a man roam free that just got away with murder. Again, I think I was just born in 95 at that time when that case was going out. Now, I've read the stories, I've watched the documentary films and TV shows based on that. There's so many beliefs that's tied into this, so I won't go into that on this show. But what I will say is the fact that, was he somebody that you should praise of, it was so much positivity, he was a great representation of the black community, and that's where I'm getting why I'm kind of getting where Stephen A. Smith is coming from. Now, here's why I disagree with Stephen A. Smith. And my throat is dry. I don't know why all of a sudden today my throat wants to be dry. It's not, Stephen A. Smith is not a representation the culture of the whole entire community. Yes, does he have a huge platform? Yes, is he a black man? So in the case, you do kind of sign up to be somewhat of a representation of the community, but from other people's eyes. If you actually ask the black community, they're gonna be like, this one person don't represent all of us, that one person doesn't represent all of us. But it's who they choose, it's who they like. Because, like, for example, there's probably a majority of black community love the Obamas because they represented us with great character, things like that. So obviously people will say that Stephen A. Smith is successful, he's intelligent, he's is a great talker. It's good that he is representing us at good status. So it's kind of unbiased. When he's doing good, they're gonna say, okay, look, good representation. When he's doing bad, they're like, say, hey, you don't speak for all of us. So in this case, not a lot of people agree with Stephen A. Smith on his thoughts on OJ Simpson. Me personally, I just think it was it's tacky to bring up a person who can't defend himself. Also, I think it was still a nice gesture for BT to acknowledge the fact that, hey, look, at the end of the day, that the most historic case ever, he was found not guilty. He was found not guilty. Even though he was found guilty on a civil suit, when it comes to shelling out money, people are like, they don't take it as serious as if he had to actually serve jail time for that case, and he did not, because he was found what? Not guilty. So in that case, they're like, no, we have to, he was a free man when he left, he did his time, let the man live. Let's go ahead and give him his flowers, because he was a historic figure in the black community. At the time, before all this had occurred, the brand of OJ Simpson was top-notch black excellence. Top-notch black excellence. Okay. So in that case, that's the way I see it. Now, comedian and actor Faison Love had a few words to say about Stephen A. Smith. Now, mine, I did not check the censoring on this video, so if I hear any F-bombs, I'm a cut it off soon, and I'll fast forward to the soundbite of Stephen A. Smith's reaction to Faison. So let me play this soundbite for you.
Crazy house nigga shit.
Yep. So let me go ahead. Excuse the language on that, people. So let me see if I can get this one for you.
What if you passed away? Do I want you mentioned in the same breath as somebody who's widely considered to be an individual that got away with double murder? I didn't sit up there and say crucify the man. I didn't say talk about him like he's garbage. I didn't say any of those things. What I said is he doesn't need to be honored. He doesn't need to be mentioned in memoriam.
So again, does Stephen A. Smith have a point? That's basically going to be the question of today's show. Does Stephen A. Smith have a point? Should when it comes to, was BET wrong for including OJ Simpson on their memorial video during the BET Awards, him along with other great figures, public figures in the black community? What were they wrong to share OJ Simpson's, or to mention OJ Simpson and giving him a platform of praise and giving him his flowers? What were they wrong in that case? So again, I think it'll be an ongoing conversation, because just like the who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James, trust and believe in the community, there are the conversations. You think he did it? You think he did it? Or do you think, was he really innocent? Like, that's always going to be a back and forth amongst cultures. Like I said, in the black community, at the cookouts, at the family room, in my family, there's people that says they think he did, and there's people that says he didn't do it. Like, back and forth. So it's an ongoing thing. But again, I will throw in the fact that he was found not guilty. If the gloves don't fit, you must acquit. I mean, one of the most legendary lines in law that people will always remember. So yes, I want to throw that up there and share, because that is getting is trendy right now. And I'll talk a little bit more about it on my social media to get more in depth with that. But hey, Stephen A. Smith is going to continue to be Stephen A. Smith. Point blank, period. He doesn't care on if he's going to be the minority in this case. He gives his opinion and does not care about it. That's why he makes the big bucks in ESPN. Okay, Stephen A. Smith makes buku money at ESPN, and as he should, because he backs his thoughts. He backs his reason and his opinions, which I'm a man who agrees, and I respect other people's opinions, and I think we all should. And that's why it's this story is so trending at the moment. I wish everybody could just respect others' opinions. But again, yeah, let me know why it was the right thing to do. Let me know why was it the right thing to do to mention OJ Simpson on the memorial video during the BET Awards. All right, so look, we're gonna do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Next up, we're gonna talk about actor Eric Dane, known for playing the role of Mick Steamy in Grey's Anatomy. Don't go anywhere, my friends, and do not change that dial.
Do you suffer from patchiness or irritation and want a fuller beard? Rugged Evolution features 16 amazing balms, oils, shampoos, and accessories. For more information, go to ruggedevo.com.
And remember, rugged is the new smooth.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Okay, next up, we have Mr. Eric Dane. Let me go ahead and pull up this graphic for you guys. Eric Dane, known for playing the role as Dr. Sloan, a.k.a. Mick Steamy, in the hit medical drama show Grey's Anatomy. I believe he had that role for, like, I don't quote me on how it was for about 6 seasons he played that role. And let me get this. This is what he looks like now. Gotten a little older, but he's still playing in some popular roles. I know he recently was the villain in the Bad Boys, the most recent Bad Boys, which was, I think, a great role. He played a villain very, very well. He still takes care of himself, so it was a role that was fit for a guy like Eric Dane. But it says right here, Eric Dane reveals the real reason behind his Grey's Anatomy exit. Okay, this reported by parade.com, and this right here says, okay, Eric Dane, who played one of the main characters killed off of Grey's Anatomy through the years, has opened up in an interview with Dax Shepard's armchair expert about the departure from the show and what may have precipitated his exit. It says here, I didn't leave so much as I think I was let go, he said, adding that he was struggling with drug and alcohol addiction at the time. They didn't let me go because of that, although it definitely didn't help, he clarified. Ultimately, he believes he was written off the medical drama for costing ABC too much money. I was starting to become, as most of these actors who have spent significant time on the show, you start to become very expensive for the network, he said. And the network knows that the show is going to do what is going to do, irrespective of who they keep on it, as long as they have their Grey, they were fine. Very true. Now I remember because I was a huge Grey's Anatomy fan when it originally started. It was dope. I think maybe they kind of lost me after like season 7, 6, 7-ish, maybe. They've been, I think they're on like 25, season 25 now, 26. Shonda Rhimes is a legend. Okay, she's created shows like Grey's Anatomy, like How to Get Away with Murder, like Scandal. If I'm not mistaken, I think she's behind this the Bridgerton show. I think. But she is very private practice. She did spin-offs from that. She does a lot of great work. But yeah, there was a moment where they were killing off either killing off or just writing off a lot of the popular characters on Grey's Anatomy. Grey, who is the main character, Meredith Grey was her character name. Don't quote me on I think Ellen Pompey is her real name. She was paid like she was the highest paid actress on television. And she probably still is. I mean, Grey's Anatomy is a hugely popular drama show. Me personally, I think it should be time to sayonara, because it's so hard to keep a show on for so long. And I know like ER was on maybe like 15. What was ER on? I want to say ER had to be about 15 years, but Grey's is definitely much longer than Grey's Anatomy is much longer than ER. So says here, if you take a whole 8 years of Grey's Anatomy, I was effed up longer than I was sober, and that was when things started going sideways for him. Wow. So it's saying here that really his addiction probably played a role, even though he's not saying it, but it was a blessing in disguise that he was let go so he can help take care of himself and overcome his addiction, which I think is extremely important. It's not spoken about a lot in the world, but it's up to men to say, okay, look, I have a problem. I have to get better. And for all people that go through addiction, I know it's not easy. Hopefully you have a great support system that is there keeping eyes on you and hoping to, to help you pursue help. But yeah, I'm glad he is, doing much better. It says here, Dan played, okay, Dr. Mark Sloan, as I mentioned earlier, on the show from season 2 to season 8, although it wouldn't be confirmed until the season 9 premiere that his character was going to die due to injuries from a plane crash. It was a classic scene. I will say that it was a sad scene, obviously, because it's like, oh man, one of your favorite characters is now died off the show. But yeah, Grey's had some moments, man. They've had a lot of their top people just boom, gone. They did not take any hesitation on that. They just, all right, this one got to go. I'm like, God dang. So that, for those who are curious about, and for all, this story was really catered to the Grey's Anatomy fans. I can picture people's face right now, like, really didn't care about this story. What's next, Arrington? What's next? All right, chill. So next up, we have what do we have next? I think I'm gonna bring on in this last about 10 minutes. Let me do this. I'll bring up this last story, and then for the next show, I'll save this one. I'll save Mark Robinson. Remember that name, Mark Robinson. I'll save him for the next show. But right now, what I am going to bring up is, excuse me. What I will bring up is Yuri Berliner. Yuri Berliner, y'all. So Yuri Berliner was an NPR editor who wrote free press essays criticizing NPR bias. Okay. Here's the interesting thing. After he had spoken about that publicly, in my mind, I'm like, I know you don't expect you to still have a job after criticizing your employer. I don't think anybody on God's green earth think they can basically get away with that. So I'll read a little more about this gentleman, Berliner. He's just been announced that he's joined the Free Press, which is, hey, a great come up for him, because he is a person that wants to have the freedom of speech, the freedom to say whatever he can talk about. Says here he joins as a senior editor. Said the outlet provides America with groundbreaking, fearless, and independent-minded journalism, which I think is very important in our society today, is having that free, independent journalism and not biased journalism. So let's see right here. Says that Yuri Berliner, I think I pronounced that name right, NPR's former senior business editor who criticized the organization for progressive bias in a Free Press op-ed, has joined the outlet. Berliner will serve as a senior editor, where he will help craft stories and mentor a new generation of independent journalists. He quoted, "I'm joining the Free Press because it provides America with groundbreaking, fearless, and independent-minded journalism. I'm inspired to join this amazing team." He also put Yuri, with his deep background in print and audio, his commitment to viewpoint diversity, and his bravery is a natural fit for our growing team, said the company. We are hiring more best-in-class editors, reporters, and columnists than ever as we continue to set the news agenda, especially during this election cycle. We're lucky to have him. It's very true. Give a little background about Berliner. He worked with NPR for 25 years. He resigned in April after he was suspended for failing to secure approval to publish in another news outlet. The suspension was categorized as a final warning for Berliner. He also did not reach out to NPR to comment prior to publishing, though he did note that he attempted to bring his concerns to leadership on multiple occasions. Berliner's Free Press essay created a massive headache for NPR leaders, whose internal struggles have been publicly picked apart in the aftermath. Additionally, many staffers were furious with the situation, with several refusing to work with Berliner if he returned to the outlet following his suspension. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Says here, I respect the integrity of my colleagues and wish for NPR to thrive and do important journalism. His resignation letter to NPR CEO Catherine Marr stated, but I cannot work in a newsroom where I am, disparaged by a new CEO whose divisive views confirm the very problems at NPR I cited in the Free Press essay. Let's see here if I can continue to read this. Trying to get to the meat and potatoes for y'all, so I won't just let me see here. Okay, at the time the company said it would implement quarterly network-wide editorial planning and review meetings, which will serve as a venue for NPR newsroom leadership to hear directly from member organization editorial leaders on how our journalism serves the needs of audience in their communities. Marr released her own statement in response to Berliner, arguing that NPR is independent, beholden to no party, and with commercial interest. The network added that the CEO is involved in editorial decisions. Now, the interesting thing hearing her say that, what caught them up was the fact that, I'll just say, they had recently hired, I'm going to say, out of the 10 people, right? 10 people, they might have hired 8 progressives, 2 conservatives. Is that really being independent? No, you have to have a variety. Y'all have to have a variety, a very balanced team of people that share different views. Working at an organization where everybody's main view is this, and if you don't like this, then you're not gonna, this is gonna be a rough place for you. I'm not a fan of it. That's why I do enjoy news platforms like a News Nation or a POTUS on Sirius XM, or even the amazing station that I'm at, WDJY 99.1 FM, right? We have a variety of interests that will catch our listeners' ears when it comes to lifestyle, health and wellness, you name it, comedy, music, everything you get at WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Here on the Arrington Gavin Show, I hope to give you everything unbiased, okay? Because we are a grassroots, independent-minded platform. We welcome all people, anybody and everybody. I'm a fan of Yuri Berliner because, again, he saw an issue that was like, wait a minute, this is not fair. We got to talk about this. He wrote about it. Now, on the business side, was it smart? Absolutely not. It was a stupid thing to do because, again, you can't expect to save your job after criticizing your employer. You wrote a national known column for everybody to read about it. So now they're going to look at the business that you work for funny. So obviously he had probably prepared himself. He was there for 25 years. So it's not like he, didn't have any good, seniority and things like that. And maybe that's why he thought he could get away with it because of his long year relationship with NPR. But hey, times have changed, and he had to get up on out of there. So now he has a new home with the Free Press, and wish him all the luck and success over there. But we will see. We will truly see how that ends up. Y'all, we are coming up to the final moments of this show. Hopefully my throat will be much better next time. I was struggling throughout this show, and like I said, I was hanging out with one of my best friends from college the evening before, so a little struggling today, but I hope to do much better on the next show because I was struggling on today's. I don't know about y'all. I'm continue to grow and do better in radio. Is something that I love to do. I love to talk. I love to have conversations with you, the listeners, the viewers out there who continue to support the Arrington Gavin Show. Without you, this would not be successful at all. So I truly, truly appreciate it, and I thank you all for continuing to support. You see, if you're watching us right now, you can see scrolling down at the bottom ways you continue to tune into the platform. New episodes drop every day. Okay, Monday through Fridays. You can tune in. You can listen to our show on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, weeknights. Okay, weeknights at 11 p.m. Also, you can tune in to it streaming and digital platforms Monday through Thursdays at 7 p.m. Whether that's wherever you get your podcasts. Also, Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show and our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. You can find us on X as well, and then also follow us on our Instagram page at the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it, my friends. Look, see you next time. We'll continue to bring over some new and improved and great content for you all. Again, trending news, thought-provoking topics from the fields of politics, sports, pop culture, and all the above. So until next time, my friends, y'all take care, stay blessed. Bye-bye.